What's going on, everybody? This is the Uncanny Omar, and I am taking a break from moving so I can hang out with some friends, all you wonderful folks that are watching live, and talk about some Marvel comic previews in advance.
I was going to ask Omar, have you been robbed? You look like you've been robbed. You look
I've
like
not been robbed.
really robbed. This is why you shouldn't tell people about all the comic books you have. They know where they are, and they're coming for your omnibuses.
Kurtis, why is he giving people ideas? I'm not even in my basement. This is my wife's office, and I'm here because this has like one of the best receptions in the house. So that's why I had to come in here because the basement's a mess. Oh my gosh! I'll put together like a little clip video that I'm going to be showing probably on the channel sometime later. But yeah, it's been crazy for the last few days. It's been nuts.
You say it's a craft room. What does Melanie craft?
Perler beads.
Okay.
And what else does she do? Oh, hold on one second. I need to fix my phone. My microphone. There. That's better. Sorry, I'm also working on lack of sleep. So.
Oh yeah, that does sound better.
Yeah, it's been good. Does it sound better?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody said it sounded far away. So yeah, man. It's been crazy. It's been I don't know what am I doing? Why am I doing a video? Like I should not be doing this until maybe this weekend. Oh my god.
Because you love the fans, right?
No.
Yeah.
Well, I need it. It's honestly, it's a lot because like I gotta get the reprint poll out. I just so yeah, if y'all have been watching my channel, I just announced Secret Wars Omnibus coming back in a reprint, which is insane. I never thought they would do that. I never thought that that would happen, and if it did, maybe years from now. But it made it to our top 20. Every time I do a top most wanted reprint list that people partake in, I always look at one and I'm like, sorry guys, it's not gonna happen. Like I think 2 years last year, I know it was Captain Britain. I was like, nah, no way this happens. And the year before that was Captain Britain. This year was Secret Wars, and then we got it. It's the last one I got to announce. I got a couple more announcements coming, so keep an eye on the channel. And then I'll be talking about the reprint poll, how that's going to happen. So Marvel was really kind enough to actually, I think just about all of the books that were on the top 20, because the first 2 years I did top 10, and then I'm like, well, let's see what happens with the top 20. We'll see. And then, yeah, sure enough, we got 19 of them. There's one that they didn't do, but I'm sure it will come. But I'm sure people will vote for it again, and that's Amazing SpiderMan Omnibus Volume 4. I think that made it to our top 20. I'm sure that will probably be in our top 5 this year.
Yeah.
So
I think Marvel deserves a lot of praise, and I don't just say that for all the support they give to you. They reprint a lot more than DC, a lot more. And I'm looking over a lot of the DC omnibuses and whatnot that are out of print, and I do just think to myself, there's no freaking way. There's absolutely no freaking way. So yeah, Marvel, thank you for all the effort. It makes a big difference.
No, it's really cool, right? Whenever I got to announce, I think Secret Wars, I looked at the list and I was like, wow, I can't imagine another company that big, right? We're talking Disney. We're talking, I don't know of any other company that actually listens to fans like that. Like I know like for toys, like Super 7 does some polls once a year. But they're kind of, as much as I love Super 7, they're kind of smaller scale, right? They're not Disney. But for a big company like Marvel to listen to its fans and take a chance on like, oh yeah, what if 1,000 people that voted, were lying about Secret Wars and it doesn't sell? Like, that's really cool, man. Like it's very humbling that I get to play a part in this, and then it's just amazing that they listened. Like,
well, and it helps that the books sell. I mean, clearly.
But yes, as long as you'll keep buying them and don't vote for something that you're like,
Yeah. Someone in the comments is saying DC does reprints. Yeah, they do. But there's a whole lot in their catalog that clearly I don't think is getting reprinted.
Well, their reprints are kind of interesting because they do a lot of stealth reprints. Nobody knows.
That
Like,
is
actually, I found out before any of the retailers last year, I think, about JSA. I was just looking at the catalog and I found, oh, JSA is for sale again. What? Why? And
Yeah.
I emailed a few of the retailers that I keep in contact with, and they were like, "Thanks," and they went to buy it because they don't make announcements. They don't make a
No.
letter that goes out, and then the books sell out, and then they go into reprint again. But it's crazy. And then again, the other thing to keep in mind is that Marvel also prints like 3 times as much as DC books too. So in order for DC to reprint something, it's not that huge of a thing.
Well, there is that, but also when I was at Wizard, there was kind of the rule that, you know, DC was one of those companies that they could be good at generating awareness, but not heat. You know, whereas Marvel traditionally has been much better at generating heat. And that's why I think that they're telling us, oh, this reprint's coming out. We're reprinting this Epic collection or whatever. So you can go, oh, great, I can buy this thing. Very exciting. Whereas, like, what good does it do? You just kind of slip it out there. Tell people.
Part of that is that these when they are reissuing a book in the publishing world, you know, you have to resolicit a book if it's going to get a new ISBN.
Yeah,
and it gets a new ISBN if it's a new edition rather than a new printing. So if DC is just doing a actual second printing, no new ISBN, they don't need to resolicit it. But Marvel's done that too when they've put out just a second printing and there's no fanfare about it. It just goes out. But if it's a second edition, then they have to resolicit. Then Omar gets the news about that. And then we see it on these videos, and there's the hype machine begins.
But hang on, a lot of the reprints you were mentioning, like, do all those have new ISBNs, or are they just, you know, new printings of what came before?
Well, it's weird because with the ISBN, also when DC did those JSAs, they also bumped the price up. So I thought there would be a new ISBN because they went up $25 more than what they were. But before we go any further, I do want to give a huge thank you to David Gabriel and his whole crew at Marvel for taking the time to put this together, sending us the collected editions. Man, it's a lot of fun to get this in advance. You know, I've kind of been sitting on this one for a little bit because I was like, okay, I'm moving into the house that week. I'll do it there when I'm like so tired from. It's exhausting, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It is exhausting, and we had movers, and it was still exhausting. Just me moving things around, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna get this here? I'm looking at my basement. I'm like, no, I can't do this. I need to hire a bunch of geeks to come over and help me put some stuff together.
I'm there.
But speaking of David, I do want to give. So I've always said that he's a good guy. He listens to the fans, and he actually won the Comics Pro Champion Award.
Whoa! Yeah,
so it's not just my word. I'm serious. Like, he's an all-around good guy. So David Gabriel spearheaded the pandemic efforts at Marvel Comics, including a credit to direct market retailers for 2 weeks, which gave retailers flexibility to pay other bills. And this was something that I remember on my Saturday streams. You know, he reached out to me. He's like, hey, if you have any comic book stores around your area, or if any retailer reaches out to you, send them this email address, and, you know, we'll make sure that they don't, because that was a big problem, right? Comic book sales weren't happening at the time. So comic book stores weren't making money. So how in the world were they going to pay the employees? How are they going to keep the lights on? So it was insane. And I remember that when we got, a few retailers that reached out to me, and then I got them together, and man, it was cool. That's really cool. So congratulations to him. And
well deserved, David. Absolutely.
I'm sure Melanie will sing a little song about it on the Saturday stream when we bring it back up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really cool, man. I mean,
he may even tap dance. Yeah. You remember those days when, like, comic shops were kind of open but kind of not, and depending on what state you were in, depending on the orders from the state government, and then
everybody and their mother were making videos about the end of comic book stores.
Yeah,
it was a sad state of affairs, man. Like, it was crazy.
Well, here in Vancouver, the rent is so high on everything. So retail spaces and comic book stores don't make a lot of money, and so there are still comic book stores in my area. I don't know about yours, but my area that are still digging themselves out of the hole from the beginning of the pandemic. Like, it has not been easy for comic book retailers.
No, and I remember
it was already difficult enough to compete against online retailers, and then on top of that, you throw your clientele like, oh, you can't come. So then people started ordering things online. Then they started doing curbside. But man, it was there for a while. Yeah, it was unsure like how these people were going to survive. And
I'm even still
things. One thing though that actually Lars brought up was, and then we'll start looking at this. Mm-hmm. When comparing Marvel and DC, and I love DC, you know, just I really wish that they would put out the books, but then everybody would go broke if it's a Marvel DC thing, with all the books coming out every week. But it seems like DC has never really had that communication with the fans. Like they never had the how do I put it? The connection there with not just fans but the retailers. I mean, I can go on about what happened to the Facebook retail.
Oh, wow.
And
it's a fine line to tread because let's face it, sometimes fandom collectively wants things that are just nuts. But if you can kind of filter that, then yes, that's absolutely to be praised. Well, David, you are what the Brits would call a diamond geezer, which just means you're a hell of a guy. I know because I was once called a diamond geezer, and I'm like, that's lovely of you to say. What the hell does that mean? And it just means you're a great guy.
A diamond geezer? I think somebody's messing with you, Lars.
No. It could be. My British friends could go, oh yes, it's a term in Britain. Absolutely.
I don't think that's real. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about some. I'm sorry for everybody. Yeah, we did move. I had a couple of things that I found in my wife's craft room that belong to me, like this Umbrella Academy.
Ooh.
I love this thing.
Oh, that's
all right. So let's go ahead and get started talking about some upcoming Marvel collected editions. This is all solicited for June. This will be out in a couple of weeks for everybody, probably maybe even sooner. I'm not sure. I've had it for a couple of weeks, but here we go. Aliens, the Original Years Omnibus Volume 4. I think this is big enough. Collecting, I believe this will be the final. Yeah, just going by some of these titles here, like Dead Orbit, which if you've not read, that alone is worth the price. It is so good. It's beautiful. Yeah. Fast Track to Heaven, Colonial Marines, No Man Left Behind, Isolation, Defiance, Dead Orbit, again, love it. Resistance, Dust to Dust, Rescue. The original screenplay, I'm glad that was one of the last Dark Horse hardcovers that I ended up getting was that original screenplay. It's pretty cool. I'm not sure if it's going to be how it's going to be reprinted. Alien 3, the unproduced screenplay. The least we say about that, the better. Alien 3 and Dark Horse Presents. Material from Dark Horse Presents 12 to 17.
I think you're being a little harsh, but okay.
Gosh, dude, Alien 3, please. Oh. Anyway, Free Comic Book Day 2016. So this will be the final Aliens, whether they do a Predator versus Alien omnibus. That's yet to be announced or determined, maybe. But yeah, I think the original screenplay was released too in single issue format a couple of years ago. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Man, be careful with that traffic jam, brother. People have asked me about this Tarzan omnibus. I saw it solicited on Amazon. I think it was Dynamite that was going to release it, and then that project got canceled. But please, if somebody knows, please correct me. But I'm pretty sure when I reached out to Dynamite, they said that project was sadly canceled. Do Lars and Kurtis know this is a movie? Thank you so much for
what? What is the movie franchise? Which one?
I am stunned. It's a movie franchise. Thank you for educating us. We're always trying to learn and do better. Absolutely.
I leave you guys alone. Like
it started
5 minutes last time. You're like, is Predator a movie? That's all I remember from that. My most wanted omnibus for the longest time. It is officially coming in October.
Yeah.
SpiderMan 2099 Omnibus Volume 1. I love the fact that they have a Volume 1 in there. Gives me hope for a companion or something else. But we are looking at Spider-Man 2099, 1 through 46, Annual number 1, Ravage 15, X-Men 2099, number 5, Doom 14, and people are about to find out how good that Doom series is. Punisher 13, and Spider-Man Meets Spider-Man 2099, and the 2099 special 1,384 pages, $125.
Yep.
Wow.
Man, that was getting to announce that was, you know, there are big highs on the channel, and when I get to announce something like something personal to me, like New Warriors Volume 2, I got a little misty-eyed when I got to announce that. XMen 4, I remember, like, whenever I was doing, like, I tricked people into, like, not watching that part of the video because I was like, and that's it, everybody go home. We ain't got no more announcements. And then I'm like, psych, we got one more, and it's Uncanny X-Men Volume 4. That was funny because the people that watch my videos all the way to the end were like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then the people that don't were like, what are you guys talking about? He didn't say anything about X-Men 4. But this is a biggie, man. I love this era. There is enough material for a companion, especially if you go into the what was it, the
2099 Unlimited.
Yeah, you go with that, the 2019 series, the Nick Spencer stuff, the Superior Spider-Man crossover. I think there's enough for a companion. I don't know, but this is our first one, right? Like this is like Ultimate Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 1, kickstarting the Ultimates. Like I know we had Ultimates Omnibus, but now we're getting an Ultimate X-Men. I hope that we have more. I hope that this sells well enough. And I realize this is probably the 2099 flagship title, but I hope
it's also a movie tie-in, right? So that has a
that could be. Why are you doing that, Kurtis? Why would you say that?
It's true.
I would also be content just with an omnibus of Peter David's second run. On
what year was that? Because that's what I was thinking. That was that 2019.
That was concurrent with Spider-Verse. Well, some of it was
2015 then, yeah.
So 2015-ish. And there's definitely material there. I think they're discovering, we're all at an age where Peter David stuff, I would imagine, sells pretty well. So you could do that intervening stuff. I hope we get another Peter's second run because it's never been collected in hardcover.
Yeah.
Kurtis with his logic. We don't.
I know
logic on this.
I gotta keep you guys. I gotta keep you guys on check.
You gotta keep us grounded. Thanks.
You and your logic and your science. I mean,
Savage Avengers.
Yeah.
By Jerry Duggan. This is a series that has Savage Avengers 0 through 28, annual number 1, Uncanny X-Men 190 to 191, which is one of my favorite underrated stories. Free comic book of the day 2019. The only thing that's missing is the Empire Savage Avengers. But we do have Greg Smallwood here credited, and he drew that. So maybe it's a little mistypo. I don't know. But this stuff gives me hope for like modern runs being collected in omnibus format. Like people are thinking, well, we've had Ven Omnibus by Donny Cates. We've got Jason Aaron Thor. As soon as he left Thor, we got the announcement of the omnibus. So hopefully we'll start seeing more and more of these. I love to see, of course, Immortal Hulk.
This book is going to be a don't sleep on it book if you want it because of Conan.
Kurtis driving the FOMO. All right, go ahead.
It's true. Once the Conan license expires at Marvel and they don't renew it, this book is never getting reprinted.
Wait, pardon my ignorance. Is there any danger of that happening?
Well, I mean, it's a licensed property, so.
Yeah, but has it been announced that they're taking the license away from Marvel?
No, but licenses don't stay places forever.
No, well, that is true. But yes, you're right. But they seem pretty comfortable with it at the moment. So yeah.
Oh, Kane is saying the Savage Avengers Empire.
Well, although it depends
on the Empire
quickly, it depends on the contract because there's a difference in not being able to print Conan books, but sometimes these contracts allow that when those characters appear in other Marvel properties, Marvel can keep reprinting those.
Oh yeah, like ROM.
That's why ROM occasionally will crop up in an X-Men reprint or whatever.
No, he did not. Lars, do not make me reach across the screen here. Kurtis, teach this man.
As far as I know, cameo appearances where they are not the featured character are fine. It's considered fair use or whatever. This instance where Conan is heavily featured, especially on the cover, like you can't use a character like a licensed character on a cover without paying the appropriate royalties.
I mean, probably not. You could be right here. This is a weird case, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
We could talk about that with a bottle of wine once I'm settled in, have a discussion about license. Because I do have thoughts about that. And honestly, ROM has never appeared outside of the handbook guide to the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why he wasn't collected in the Bill Mantlo run, like that particular issue.
Mhm.
So this would be an interesting topic. But anyway, Amazing Spider-Man by Nick Spencer Omnibus, another modern run getting immediate omnibus treatment. Volume 1, enough material for a Volume 2, collecting Amazing Spider-Man 1 through 43, 16 U, 18 and 20.HU, which is the Hunted storyline. Amazing Spider-Man Full Circle, I'm glad that's in there. Free Comic Book Day 2018, Amazing Spider-Man Guardians of the Galaxy. How dare you? What is wrong?
What is wrong?
It's a movie franchise, isn't it?
It's a toy. It's the greatest space knight ever. All right. And finally, Avengers by Busick and Paytas. Omnibus Volume 1. And you have both variants. Like, I'm sorry, this is the direct market variant, which was the variant for issue number 1. And then you have the classic cover. Oh my gosh, this is my favorite Avengers era, my favorite Avengers series. Collecting Avengers 0 through 23. Rough cut number 1, annuals 98, 99, Iron Man 7, Captain America 8, Quicksilver 10, and to me, one of the greatest masterpieces ever because it fixed so many things. Avengers Forever 1 through 12. What, Tony Stark was a bad guy? Get out of here, man. Oh, I love that. I wish they would do an Avenger. I wish Busick would come back and do Avengers Forever Part 2 so he could fix a lot of them. Never mind. Sorry. Very positive.
Can it be fixed? I asked myself. Okay.
Oh, my goodness. 1,184 pages, $125, coming back to print in October. And the one that snuck in here, people, I didn't even know this was out of print until I got a couple of emails from people overseas that this book had gone out of print, and that is Star Wars, Dr. Aphra. So it makes me happy that they're keeping the Star Wars books in print.
Yeah.
For people that have missed it. Collecting all 40 issues of Dr. Aphra, annual 1, 2, and 3. Darth Vader. If you've not read this, this was awesome. I really enjoyed it. As far as modern Star Wars.
Yeah. I have read it. It's really good. Really
Kurtis,
good.
you can read it 10 years from now when it becomes an epic.
Yes.
But yeah, this was great, man. 1,240 pages. It's a big Omni, $125. And Joe Cool's asking if Dr. Aphra is good. If not for her, for the droids, and actually her supporting cast. Those two droids are some of my favorite Star Wars characters. They are awesome because they're like murder droids and psychopaths. Oh, dude. Yeah, Kurtis,
like what you aspire to become. Yeah.
What droid? I mean, if I had a droid sidekick, that's the type of droid I would want. Somebody that could, if I turn my back on him, could kill him.
As ever, I will direct Star Wars fans to the Aural Knots videos on YouTube, which are just wonderful, and also have a murder droid. So yeah.
Okay. Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters, This is the most recent Star Wars. This is crazy. And I mean, I'm glad that they're doing it because I was thinking, okay, so you have Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters Alpha, the 5-issue miniseries. The miniseries is drawn by, is it Luke? I think it's Luke Ross. Steve McNiven does the one-shot, the Alpha one-shot. And then you have the Jabba the Hutt one-shot and Boshin IG-88, Lom and Zuckuss. And then you have part of the crossovers going into Star Wars Bounty Hunters is an actual ongoing series. Darth Vader and Dr. Aphra. Now, people are actually, yes, dire wraiths do show up from time to time in the comics. Been a while since I've seen them.
But does Marvel may own the dire wraiths?
Yeah, that's a different situation.
Yeah, it is. It's much like they own a few of the Micronauts characters as well.
Yeah.
There's a joke from Wizard that I've never forgotten, and it was a picture from Empire Strikes Back, and it's Darth Vader, and he's looking at all the bounty hunters there on the bridge, and Darth goes, "Excellent, excellent. You will all be turned into action figures."
True. So, people are agreeing with you. Diamond Geezer is a thing.
Excuse me, I don't come on here and just spout nonsense, I spout nonsense that comes from somewhere. Yes.
You were just telling people they could go find Rom in an omnibus. Avengers forever.
No, but I think Rom wasn't Rom in the Dire Wraiths X-Men issue briefly. No,
thank you, sir. Thank you. The Dire Wraiths, yes, they have appeared in reprints. Rom,
Rom shows up at Rick Jones's wedding and in Peter David's Incredible Hulk, and that's in the epics. It's only one panel, and he's not in his armor.
And he doesn't speak either.
He does have a line, yeah.
I was trying to find it because in the X-Men Dire Wraiths issue, I think there's holograms of Rom and Starshine that show up very briefly as a distraction, and I think those are still in there. But.
I know the Space Knights show. I mean, they're a big part of the last part of the Annihilation by DNA. Not Annihilation, but like when you get into the Thanos imperative and all that.
Yeah.
But Rom himself, no, he's not in there.
Yeah. Now look wow.
X-Men the Animated Series, the Adaptations Omnibus, collecting X-Men Adventures 1 through 15. Season 2, and I guess season 3 and 4. No, season 2 and 3, and then seasons 3 and 4. From 92 to 95.
This was
in here.
I think people are like, why the heck is this being omnibus or whatever? But I loved this series, and it was so important because back when the cartoon aired, we didn't have a VCR or anything like that, but I could buy these comics and watch these episodes over and over again by reading. Like this was a time when you watch it on TV and you can't watch that episode again until the reruns come around. And who knows when that's going to be, if you happen to be watching TV that day or whatever. But you buy these comics, the adaptations of the episodes, and I could relive those episodes over and over and over again as many times as I wanted. And it was such an important thing. And I'm glad that they're being reprinted.
Well, and of course they're doing it because Disney Plus is doing a revival.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There's
Lars with his logic.
I know. How dare I? But that cover, Steve Lytle was just a disgustingly talented cover artist. I mean, just shockingly good.
He always was. Like he was one of my favorite things about the was it Marvel Comics Presents. Like a lot of those covers
and the classic X-Men pseudo reprint series as well.
The XMan Animated Omnibus opens the door up for so much. Yeah, like Batman Animated Series Omnibus. Can't even get a Ninja Turtles Batman Omnibus without it getting canceled. Marvel Masterworks Ghost Rider Volume 4. Kurtis, do you have any Masterworks?
Masterworks. I had way back in the early 90s, I had the first Fantastic Four Masterworks, so I gave it to my brother as a present.
You're a good brother and a horrible brother because that means he would have to go and hunt down the rest of the Marvel Masterworks.
Right. Man. Now, again, when we talk the reprint policy, is they don't seem to reprint the Masterworks. Well, okay, I mean, maybe the original keys, but like Ghost Rider Volume 1, I believe is for very high prices.
They typically don't.
Yeah,
they don't. Yeah. They don't reprint them.
I
would assume because how do I put this? And this is just me thinking. Like I really don't know. I think it's because it's just too much overhead to make these books and not enough. Not enough of a profit to try to get these reprinted. Because they're hardcovers and they're really nice. I mean, they are the nicest hardcovers out there right now for collected editions.
Yeah.
And there are people that specifically stay with Masterworks, and that's it. They don't care about epics. Sorry, Kurtis. Nor do they care about Omnis. Like they're just like, give me the Masterworks. They're going to be waiting a long time to read Dr. Aphra.
Well, I mean, the thing may also be that the people who want them will get them the first time around. And there might not be that many people who will casually drop $75 for a Ghost Rider Volume 3 or whatever.
It just means that they're not growing the fan base. Like each year, if someone decides to stop collecting Masterworks, it doesn't necessarily mean a new person is going to come and try to jump in because it's so hard to get past volumes. The incentive is not there.
For God's sake, Omar, get Dazzler in Omni format. I'll see what I can do. Is she done with Masterworks though? Did they finish it?
Pretty soon. That was a spellbinding year for me when they did the Dazzler Masterworks. I was like, oh, okay, they're really committing here.
Dude, yeah, man. Eventually, you're gonna get Beauty and the Beast in Masterwork format, which is insane because Never mind. Human Dracula Volume 2.
I look forward to the inevitable Crystar Masterworks.
Yes. Now we're talking. Human Dracula, man. This is so awesome. People that are like, oh man, maybe they'll give us a reprint of the omnibus. And part of me is like, yeah, that would be cool. And then part of me is like, let's wait a little longer till they masterwork them and we get better looking books.
Not that the other ones are bad. The quality of the
they're great.
Original prints are still really good. And
they use those same masters for the complete collections. Would look great.
Yep.
They look great. It's just that part of me is like, maybe they could use these. We have a new Iron Fist, The Shattered Sword by Alyssa Wong, collecting Iron Fist, the 2022 series. I was hoping that what's his name would still be writing this. Jin Luen Yang.
This is the series. That's the series where Danny Rand is not.
Cheap. Apologies. Go ahead.
That's the series where Danny Rand is not Iron Fist, right?
I believe this is a new Iron Fist.
I think he's swirling around.
Danny Rand no longer wields his legendary power. He's just a guy you used to know. No, he's just a guy who knows kung fu, just like Keanu Reeves. So who will take Danny's place? So yes, we do have a new Iron Fist.
Cool.
Sorry to the Iron Fist fans of the TV show.
All two of you.
Yeah.
Trouble by design. Somebody was just talking about a Dazzler Omnibus. Where were you? All right, let's get this started. Venus Marvel Masterworks Volume 2. People don't forget. When Marvel released. I don't know how many times I hear about freaking Ant-Man Epic Collection Volume 2.
Oh, nice.
Omar, any chance Jonathan Hickman Avengers 2 will contain Secret Wars by Hickman? Would make sense page count-wise since Volume 2 has less than 300 pages, which get Volume 2 of Avengers is... Hold on. Makes sense count-wise since Volume 2 has 300 less pages, which gives us the possibility to include Secret Wars. I don't think so. And I'll tell you why. Because they have never added an event. Like, if they're doing reprints, 9 times out of 10, it's a straight-up reprint. It just makes it easier for them. They already have the files.
Yeah.
Get them to the printer. Print. Right? They don't have to rework anything in. That's the way they've done a lot. Every once in a while, they'll remaster something or expand something, but more than likely, I don't think. Is Secret Wars 2015 out of print? The hardcover? What Iron Fist fans of the TV show? I said all 3 of them. Oh wait, look, there's one. See? Wait. Hold on.
And it's 2 friends.
We got 1 more. Who else was in Iron Fist?
You know, I actually watched season 1, and I thought the problem was kind of really, Omar, what you were saying about Aliens 3. I think both of them, they just suffered by comparison with the stuff around them. You know, like Iron Fist as a TV show, it actually wasn't that terrible. It's just the other Marvel Netflix shows were so good. Like, were really good. That was the issue.
Sure, that was the issue.
Thank you for your praise.
I don't agree at all. But Savage Spider-Man trade paperback. Joe Kelly? Oh, yeah. This is the follow-up to Non-Stop Spider-Man. Is that correct?
Yeah. This looks really cool. I haven't read any of this, but it looks really awesome.
I love this guy's artwork. Gerardo Sandoval. He reminds me of Humberto Ramos's like raw style when he first was coming out and doing like neat. Speaking of 2099, X Nation 2099, doing Impulse. I really dig his style. Whoa, what's going on? Okay. Ron Mars and Ron Lim, Say No More. Is this
what?
Yeah, Rebirth. Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
I just started reading that on Unlimited, I think.
Okay, I will say bring Colleen back. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she was awesome.
I didn't mean to get people's arguing. What's up, Project Viking? People arguing over Iron Fist. If you liked it, that's awesome, man. Oh my gosh, Silver Surfer Rebirth. Where are all the 40-year-old guys and 50-year-old guys? Yeah.
I'm loving all of these classic era miniseries that they're doing right now. It's just amazing.
If you look at the art, you see not only classic Captain Marvel, but you see
Legacy.
Legacy, man. Dude, I want that omnibus. And they did it. Didn't they do a Genis Fell with Peter David.
Yeah. No, and again, Peter's
One-shot,
run has never been collected in hardcover. I'm looking at it right now, and it's really good. It's really, really good.
Man, it's just good to see Ron Lim drawing Surfer again. And Thanos, I think most people probably think of like George Pérez as the Infinity Gauntlet artist, right? But if you look at the Infinity Trilogy as a big event, all three of them, then Ron Lim is the artist because he did War and then he did Crusade.
Oh yeah, Ron Lim sort of I think defined the look of Marvel's cosmic era for the 90s.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, well, NATO, did they put Superior Foes in Spencer Omni? In the Spencer Omni? No, it is not in there. I think that's its own Omni. That omnibus is big, though, the Nick Spencer Omni. And if you've not read that particular book that he was asking about, it is really good. Ron Lim's art is as distinctive as ever.
Yeah. I really wanted this, and I thought Ron Lim is Ron Lim, and I think he's really great. Writing was a bit stiff, but
from Ron Mars,
it was a bit stiff. But,
I get it, man. I get it. But it's nice that to see the old guard come back and do things like Claremont, Larry Hama, Fabian Nicieza, all these people that I grew up loving their stuff. Moon Knight Volume 2, Jed McKay. The first one was solid. I liked it. I thought it was fun. Federico Sabatini and Kurtis. How do you say that second name?
I don't know.
You're the word. Collecting Moon Knight 7 through 12. And
Alessandro Cappuccio. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. And Devil's Reign.
Cappuccio.
Moon Knight.
Nice company.
Kurtis, you're one of the Canadian. Pardon my blatant ignorance. Do you speak French?
I speak high school French. That's about it.
Okay.
What the heck does that mean? Oh, high school classes. Gotcha.
Yeah. That's where my French knowledge stops.
Okay. Yeah.
So we have Silk Volume 2, Age of the Witch. This is Emily Kim and Takeshi Miyazawa, who was they did Runaways, Spider-Man Loves Mary Jane, and I think, was it Ultimate Spider-Man? Love those Inhyuk Lee covers.
Silk is quite fun. She was good in Spider-Verse. Yeah.
More importantly, Ron Lim was one of the most famous Asian artists in comics at the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jim Lee would like to have a word with you.
Well, one of the most famous.
Jim Lee,
the other guy.
I agree. It was him, Jim Lee, and oh my goodness, who was Jay Lee? I guess around that time, right? If I'm not mistaken. And here's something
a little bit later.
Here's something that kind of brings it all together. Like me, I grew up with these people in my head as like guys that floated on clouds, right? I don't know if anybody watches or read any Osamu Tezuka, but he always had like a council of like gods on clouds, stereotypical guys just around there. And that's the way I saw comic book artists and writers, because you have to think like we grew up in the age without internet, right? Portacio, thank you so much. I forgot about him. So I didn't know what these people looked like. So when Wizard came out, Lars, and they started doing like the top 10 artists, top 10 hot writers, I was like, oh, what? That's not the way I picture them in my head. Must be where he told us. Dude, it's crazy because nowadays, somebody can look up, what does this artist look like? Or when you go get things signed at a convention, I didn't know what these people looked like. I had no idea what George Pérez looked like or John Byrne looked like.
Right.
Anybody could have been sitting behind that table and signed my book, and I would have been like, "Oh, cool, man!" And Bob Kane, but it's just it's crazy to think about the world we live in when you take a step back and the way it used to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. Maestro, World War M. World War M. I have really been enjoying these.
Same.
They've done. I wish they had not given them all different titles because it's not immediately obvious the order. I wish they would just have consistent numbering. But no, it's really enjoyable. Really, really enjoyable. And also it allows Peter to just, kind of do what he wants with the characters. We know where it's ending up, but things that happen along the way, really great.
I will say part of me wants it to end so we could get it all collected in one big omnibus. But they've been so good. Yeah. And it's this. Have you read any of this stuff, Kurtis?
No, not this one.
You're a fan of Future Imperfect, right?
Yep.
So this is really cool because this sets up like the world that you see in there, and it's written by David, like Peter David himself.
Yeah,
I'll check it out.
The first one I think had artwork by Del Keown, if I'm not mistaken, and then a few other artists. This one has Pascual Ferry, and actually no, Herman Peralta has been the artist with the exception of the first miniseries.
Can you read these? Someone's asking. Can you read these prequels before having read Future Imperfect? Yeah, you can. But it's like a gap between now and Future Imperfect, so everything is explained.
It's like how do I put it? It's like watching episodes 1, 2, and 3 without watching episodes 4.
Good.
Some people consider that a good thing to do. I don't know. People watch.
Only
when you watch Star Wars with your kids, how do you watch it? You go 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, or do you go 4, 5, 6?
In my household, we consider the prequels apocrypha. Okay. But this can you read before you have refuge? It fills in the gap. And I mean, one of the things that makes Future Perfect nice is that suddenly the Maestro comes out. And you're like, good God, what's up with this guy? They can go ahead and fill it back in. Yeah.
And back issues have their pictures. Some of them did, yeah. Like Stan Lee's face was everywhere, right? Jack Kirby's face was everywhere. But a lot of these artists that were just starting at the time, I had no idea what they looked like. I just knew I liked art. Mark Silvestri. I think it took me like 5 years to realize what Mark Silvestri looked like. And he was like my favorite artist. So we have Avengers by Jason Aaron, Volume 10.
Wow.
Collecting issues 51 through 56 and guest starring Valkyrie. Okay. And I can't wait for this. That is a killer cover by John Romita Jr. I don't care how you feel about him. That's awesome.
Classic Brooding in the Rain cover from JRJR.
Yes.
What are you talking about? I've never seen that from him.
This is where art,
the gallery, Treasury Edition, sorry.
Yeah, art does not have to be logical, because if you look at the amount of blood that's coming off her size there, it's like, did she stab an elephant or something? I mean, that's quite a bit. But artistically, it's great.
I love this. I love that we started a little bit of a dispute, like 4, 5, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. That is an interesting way of watching Star Wars, man. Correct Star Wars answers 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow.
Oh, that's the
I will agree. Kids love episode 1.
That's the traditional machete order, except you included Phantom Menace, which is barred by the Geneva Convention with good reason. So I agree with that one, but get that one out of there.
You are not being, what are you again? A germ diamond? What the heck are you? What did they call you?
Geezer. Diamond Geezer.
You're not being a diamond geezer right now. X-Men by Jerry Duggan, Volume 2. Artwork by Pipa Larraz and Javier Pina, collecting X-Men 7 through 12. And we have Reign of X, Volume 14, if you want to get it this way. Collecting X Factor 10, Way of X 3, Children of the Atom 6, Marauders 22, and X-Men #1. Oh my gosh, these are going to go. This is just X-Men 1. My goodness, they must be selling well. Because we're looking at issue 12 of X-Men with Volume 2.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, yes. Finally, excellent. Volume 1. Peter Milligan, Mike Allred, Giant Size Ecstatics, and Excellent 1 through 5. That's awesome.
I mean, I've read issue 1, and it was just as berserk as you would want from this series.
I love this series so much. Cousin Jamal was one of my biggest, one of my favorite twist endings of that. Kurtis, do you get these in complete collection?
The original Ecstatics, I have been getting those. I love that old series, but I haven't checked out this one yet.
So Jenna's saying 1 came out when I was a kid, and I loved pod racing. See, man, kids love episode 1, or when they were kids.
If you're anybody else.
There are people that like Darth Maul was awesome. I don't care.
Oh, I like Darth Maul just fine. Oh no, it's not like everything in there is bad, but yeah.
Sabretooth, the adversary. Victor Lavalle and Leonard Kirk. Leonard Kirk, heck yeah, that's an awesome cover. Ryan Stegman, of course, collecting 5 issues of Sabretooth. Where has he been? It's been underground. The next big thing, collecting 6-issue miniseries. Tom Riley, Walter Mosley. Walter Mosley brings the signature style to Yancey Street favorites. Son. Marvel Snapshots is coming out finally in trade paperback format. All the one-shots. Those are good. Some of them are Kurt Busiek. And you have Howard Chaykin. You have Alex Ross covers. Black Panther, the Saga of Shuri and T'Challa. Probably right around the time I think the movie's going to come out, because I think the movie got postponed until the fourth quarter.
I think it's still coming out this year, but yeah.
But collects Black Panther 2, Black Panther 1 through 6, Claws of the Panther, Black Panther 1, 8 through 11, and Long Live the King. Star Wars Bounty Hunters. Is that Common Coley? That's a Common Coley cover. Collecting 18 to 22. This must be selling well, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't think this series was going to be doing that well.
The Bounty
22 issues in. Yeah.
Bounty Hunters have always incited a lot of interest, you know. They're distinct characters. They've got good designs, and they haven't really been, well, until recently with Boba Fett, they've not been explored, in the film very much. So,
right.
Yeah.
So, and it's weird because this is more of it's like a follow-up to that, what's his name? Valance, right? The character that first appeared in Marvel Comics, and then they brought him back, like the original Marvel Comics from the 80s. And then brought him back, and now he's part of this universe. It's crazy. What is this? Ethan Sachs. Okay, so is this all part of that new universe? What is it called? The ones that have a book series, the
High Republic.
High Republic.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it is in the High Republic era.
Okay.
It says right
I
there.
should have read it. Thank you, Kurtis. Thank you. So yeah, that's cool. Will Slimy. Here we go, Kurtis. Take it away. What are we looking at here, buddy?
Epic Collection, Avengers Epic Collection Volume 8. This is the Celestial Madonna era of Avengers. Steve Englehart.
Yes, sir.
Some good stuff here. What does it collect here? Avengers 129 to 149, giant size Avengers 2 to 4, and material from FOOM number 12.
Right.
Do you remember what FOOM stood for or stands for?
Fans
of old Marvel.
My man.
So Kurtis,
go ahead, Lars.
Kurtis, you did an interview with Steve Englehart for the Epic podcast, and I listened to that, and that actually inspired me on Marvel Unlimited to go and start reading a lot of these issues, because I'm too young for when they came out, and so like the Celestial Madonna thing, you heard about it and you knew the outcome kind of, but what a difference it makes to actually read it. And for when it was made, it was quite intricate.
Steve Englehart is he likes to, the way he described it in one of those interviews I did with him is he likes to dig himself a hole and try to and then work his way out. So he doesn't plan ahead like what his outcomes are going to be. He just kind of does an issue and then eventually figures out, okay, how am I going to get myself out of this situation? It usually pays off. He's a good writer. I like his stuff a lot.
I like this era of Avengers. That's some really good art in there. And you've got Kang.
Yeah.
All right. At this moment, I just want to remind everybody that's watching live or later, don't forget to smash that like button, please. Doctor Strange, Infinity War. Okay. Kurtis, take it away.
Yeah. This is volume 10 in the series, collecting the 90s series, Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme 34 to 47, Annual 2, plus Silver Surfer 67, and SpiderMan Doctor Strange, The Way to Dusty Death. This is you can tell by the title, it's Infinity War crossover issues of Doctor Strange, mostly. You put a big part there.
You can gingerly tap the like button if you want. That's fine. So this is the Sorcerer Supreme era. This is when Roy Thomas comes back as the head writer, right?
Yeah, Roy and Dan are both writing this together.
Yeah. So this is going to be collected. No, this has already been collected in omnibus format.
Not all of it. I don't think.
Volume 3 comes out later.
Oh,
actually.
Oh yeah, no, I guess this would be in volume 2, I think, of the omnibus, right? Yeah.
Power Man and Iron Fist, volume 4, Hardball.
This is nice. This one completes this line for the Epic Collections. It's the end of the series, going all the way up to Power Man and Iron Fist number 125. I've never read any of this stuff before.
Well, I was going to say, this stuff's not been collected before, has it?
No, unless they've done it in Masterworks. I don't know.
Yeah,
No,
I can't remember if it's been
which
in
they have not.
Masterwork format or not.
No, they haven't. Yeah.
I will say this will be the last one, right?
Yep.
That final issue, man. You've never read it?
Never read it.
I read into this sporadically. It was always one of those series that was like kind of floating around, and you're vaguely aware of it. And I remember buying the one where Moon Knight gets thrown in a water tank or something. It was always nice when it came out, but when you're buying a lot of comics, it doesn't necessarily go to the top of the pile.
I just wanted to say that I was going through some old books and found
Jesus.
unauthorized guide to G.I. Joe TV and comics, written by Lars Pearson.
Excuse me. That's a completely different Lars Pearson. There are so many Lars Pearsons in the world that that could be anybody.
You should have owned up to that. You'd be like, "Yeah, it's me," and now you know.
It is.
So Power Man Iron Fist uncollected,
and knowing is half the battle.
They do have a missing issue of Power Man and Iron Fist, right? And it's because of ROM, isn't it?
Because of ROM. Yep, that's
Thanks,
the only
Lars.
issue there. Actually, only half of the issue is missing. Half the issue is collected.
It's in volume 3, or is it in 2?
Volume 2.
Okay.
Can you have half the issue without the other?
Yeah, it's just all the
like a recap.
It's the subplot stories that don't have anything to do with ROM. They keep those pages in there.
Okay.
Daredevil Epic Collection. It comes with claws. Look at that awesome cover, man. You got Arthur Adams, and I think Klaus Janson inked that, right?
Looks like it.
Looks like his rough inks. I love his ink. So, Sabretooth. All right, Kurtis. What is so special about this?
This is the beginning of Ann Nocenti's run.
Yep.
And the rest of it is collected in Epic Collection. This was the last missing piece, so her entire run is now going to be fully collected, and maybe they can push out an omnibus for all you.
What's that, Kurtis?
For the people in the back. Omnibus. And the Nocenti Daredevil omnibus, maybe, possibly. Now that this is all collected, I mean, the biggest part was they had to do the restoration for this stuff, right? Because it's never been reprinted before. Yeah, they had to actually put the effort and time into making this one possible. But now the work's done, so an omnibus could feasibly be on the table.
Yeah. Oh man, Warren, you're one of those. See, I wasn't until he's saying, "Oh, you," and Nocenti, no. So it wasn't until I joined this wonderful world of the internet that I found out that people did not like, or people out there did not like. Some did not like Ann Nocenti's run. I was under the understanding that we
don't like everything, but yeah.
Yeah, and she's very, very different. She goes takes Daredevil in a completely different direction, and if you're not on board with that, I can understand.
Mm-hmm.
It is night and day. It's like I understand why people don't like Mark Waid's run too. It's because it's a different take on Daredevil.
Oh, again, I think the Mark Waid Daredevil is one of the best things he ever wrote. Absolutely fantastic. I'm not sure you can go it's bad.
Lars, I'm not saying I hated it. I'm saying I understand why people don't like it.
Oh,
I get it. It's different. People are used to a certain formula. Same reason people didn't like, some people didn't like Thor Ragnarok. Love like the first 2 movies.
Yeah, and Nocenti's Daredevil's on my list of things to read on Unlimited. I've never read it properly, so I need to.
Omar would prefer a deluxe edition of Ann Nocenti's Green Arrow. I honestly forgot about the Green Arrow run. Was that after Jurgens? Wow. Oh, it was not so bueno. Star Wars Legends Epic Collection Empire Volume 7. Are you getting these, Kurtis?
I am getting these, and I'm trying to read them as well, but it's that doesn't take precedence, unfortunately. But this stuff has a lot of Boba Fett in it. So
hold on a second. I have to stop. It's like when Bendis wrote X-Men. Oh my God, I think you're right.
I'm in the huge minority that I like the Bendis run on X-Men, but I know I'm,
Well, now it's the Kurtis and Omar show because nobody comes on my show and say that was a good run.
He's out of here.
Was I cast into the Phantom Zone for a little bit?
All right, Kurtis, tell us about the Star Wars Legends.
Let's see here. This one collects some more of the Dark Horse material. Star Wars, what is it? Blood Ties 1-4. Blood Ties Boba Fett is Dead 1-4. Empire 1-4. Underworld, the Yavin Vasilica number 1-5. And free Star Wars, free comic book day Star Wars. What is it? I can't read this. It's so small. 2013, and a bunch of Star Wars Tales issues.
Yes, Melanie's still at the same email, brother.
Just say it has a whole bunch of Star Wars comics in it. I mean, that's fine.
Yep.
Bendis X's was the first time I liked Cyclops in a long time. Interesting. Bendis gave us President Blair. I haven't known. You guys. All right. I'm done. Star Wars Legends Epic Collection. I can't wait to announce an XMen by Bendis Omnibus. That's going to be fun. Gotta prep for that one. Star Wars Legends Epic Collection, The Menace Revealed, Volume 3. The Menace Revealed. Kurtis.
This is prequel era Star Wars, and the first 2 volumes are, I believe, both sold out. So this line in particular has been very popular.
And it's been collected in omnibus format, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like the first 2 volumes.
Yeah, that's right. So this is Star Wars, the 1998 series, 36 to 45, plus Jedi Quest 1 to 4, Jango Fett, and Zam Wessel. Yeah, a lot of
Jandersima.
I don't know anything about.
See these names, man. Pop Man.
Pop Man is a name that doesn't come up very often.
I know that the appeal for a lot of people is John Ostrander, who's always a pretty great writer,
yeah.
and he wrote Star Wars for a fairly extended stretch.
And Ron Mars.
Yep.
Who Lars said was one of the worst Silver Surfer writers. Am I taking things out of context? I'm sorry.
I like how you read one issue, you say that was a bit stiff, and somehow it gets rounded up to, dude, he was one of the worst
the internet.
No, 1,000 times no.
This is the internet, Lars. People are here to destroy us.
That is true. That is true. That's why I keep saying movies, a reviewer, you can't have like a solid B-level movie. It has to be the best thing ever or the worst thing ever. There's no in between.
Rebel by Design, we moved on from Bendis and XMen. Cancel Lars. Yeah, for not writing the G.I. Joe book. Liar.
I did. Wow, it's true. It's true. No, that's me.
Two of them back to back, Kurtis. What do you think about this?
This is great. These are 2 highly requested and highly loved Fantastic Four volumes. This era of Kirby, when it introduces the Black Panther, is kind of the high point of Kirby and Lee's run, coupled with the stuff that just came just before this with the Inhumans and Coming of Galactus. And then, the new Fantastic Four of Arthur Adams, Walt Simonson. This is great.
I love this stuff, man.
And not only is this a great story, but it also, the back half of this book contains the beginning of Tom DeFalco's run and has the story, the secret of Alicia Masters story when she was married to Johnny Storm. Great stuff. I love it.
All about the kaiju with Arthur Adams, though, man. That was I love that stuff. And man, the epics just don't stop, Kurtis.
Look at that. Another printing. This has been a Captain America volume that's been out of print for a long time. And it went out super fast. I don't know why this was sold out super fast. It was just gone right away, and now it's back. So that's good, because a lot of people are asking for it.
And another book that wraps up this particular era. This is volume 4.
I know.
Fantastic Four by Jonathan Hickman. Officially coming out. That's a Ryan Stegman cover. 605 to 611, 605.1, and Future Foundation 17 through 23. Kurtis, Lars, have you all read this?
I have, and I love it. Yeah,
I've read. I think I've read the first 2 volumes. I forget exactly where I left off. So yeah, I'm working on it. But this is great for if you're not an omnibus chaser. This is a good alternative. Yeah.
Dying Breed Collectors, what's up, buddy? I wasn't paying attention. I was making coffee. I'm sorry. Those Fantastic Four epic reprints, new announcements, or am I ignorant?
They're not new announcements, but
so Kurtis just called you ignorant. Go ahead, Kurtis.
Yeah, you are ignorant, John.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Well, that last question is not mutually exclusive states, so you know.
Oh, right. Okay. No. It's the reprints often just don't get the same sort of attention as new announcements. But yeah, we did talk about those at some point.
Clone Saga Omni reprint must happen. It must happen. I love it, man. Please, David, we need the Falco Omnibus editions. I agree with this. What's up, John Williams? Big fan of your scores. I'm sure you're tired of hearing that joke. Should the Spencer Spidey Omni contain some of the absolute carnage? I don't think it's really necessary, honestly, and it's already a big book. I would rather it contain, like, what was it that I was looking at that and I was thinking, oh man, it's missing something. Maybe it's part of the Hunted stuff. And X-Men First Class Mutants 101. It's getting a graphic novel treatment, so it's a smaller scale books. And collecting First Class 1 through 8 and First Class Special. This is the Jeff Parker, one of the most underrated X-Men related books for those that have not read it. I know there was an OHC of this, honestly. Where the heck is it? I don't know if I remember where my copy is. But this is a really good book. And more X-Men. The X-Men. Right. The Mighty Marvel Masterworks Volume 2 X-Men. Where Walks the Juggernaut. Got a Michael Cho Standard Edition and a DM cover.
I love that.
Are you all getting these?
No, I don't need this material again for like the third time. So
your kids will.
I don't get anything that's not. I only new X-Men and up. Only Claremont and up. Yeah, for me. Well, no. Although I do have the gallery edition of Neil Adams and Roy Thomas behind me, but yeah.
Gotcha, man. I like this, man. Part of it is because it brings my family together to read comics. So my kids are reading the Silver Age stuff. Sure. Yeah. And surprisingly, really liking it. So we're gonna go back to the beginning for those people that missed this, and just in case you're now joining us. We're going to go back to this, and we're going to talk about what we're looking forward to the most. Before going any further, if you are in Europe and you are wanting to pre-order these books when they come out for pre-order, check out Walt's Comic Shop. They have a flat shipping rate of €9.90 in all EU countries, and all your emails will be answered within 24 hours. That's waltscomicshop.com. Put in the code near mint condition, all one word, to checkout and get free shipping for all EU countries. And that is Walt's Comic Shop, reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. My wife does a better job than I do, and I apologize. I'm also working on 4 hours of sleep.
Oh, man.
So, man, I got to say, I love that cover. The Stoko cover, which is I think it's a standard cover. It's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
So we have Aliens, the original Marvel Years Omnibus Volume 4, SpiderMan 2099 Omnibus Volume 1, you have the Leonardi cover, Rick Leonardi, and the Jim Fern cover. Be really awesome, man, if they give us is it hollow foil? Was that what it was?
Oh, yeah. Was that a hollow foil?
Yeah. Well,
the border was the border.
What was it called?
No, that's
I'm pretty sure that's what it was called, hollow foil.
Yeah.
Walt's Comic Shop. Your wallet will thank you later. Savage Avengers by Jerry Duggan. The Amazing Spider-Man by Nick Spencer, Volume 1. And Avengers by Busick and Perez. Glad that's being reprinted.
Yeah.
Hollow foil. It was hollow foil.
There you go.
Don't lure me back. Dude, but can you imagine if they make a hollow foil Spider-Man 2099 variant? Tommy, you'd be all over that. All the nerds would be all over that. All the nerds that used to make fun of the hollow foil covers. Except for Kurtis.
When you say fancy, what you mean is unnecessary, but yes.
Lars.
What?
That's great. I love hollow foils. Dr. Aphra is getting a reprint. The Omnibus. And War of the Bounty Hunters is coming out.
Yeah,
that Spider-Man design. What's up, Aaron? How are you, brother? Uh-oh, here we go. Ron Mars is a better writer than Chuck Dixon. And now you just made me make a super chat state that. Hashtag bait it. That's why I brought Lars here, so he can bait people into making statements like that.
It's true. It's what I do. Yeah. I'm an agent provocateur. Is that how you say it?
Stop spoiling the foil fun, Lars. War of the Bounty Hunters is coming out. X-Men the Animated Series, the Adaptations Omnibus. This will be Kurtis's second omnibus, right next to Muppet Babies.
I might actually consider that.
You better get that, Kurtis. Relive those childhood dreams or fantasies, wherever you were going through in your childhood.
I have them in single issues. I could relive them. I still relive them all the time.
Foiled again.
And
wow, look at this. Ron Mars has never been good.
Ooh, that's harsh.
But he co-created Kyle Rayner, the greatest Green Lantern ever. Did I miss the War of the Kings reprint, or is it not in here? It will be, I think, in the next catalog, in the next previews. So next month.
Okay.
But it is coming. Where's that Ghost Rider Omnibus? Same place that Nova Omnibus is. And Marvel Masterworks Tomb of Dracula Volume 2. I love that the colors for the direct market. We're saving all the foil for the Dazzler buzz. Yeah. Dazzler, I think Dazzler would be better with like man, now y'all give me stupid gimmick ideas. Nope, never mind. I'm not gonna do it. Because I was like, then Ghost Rider could be glow in the dark if we go into the Howard Mackie Teixeira era. Iron Fist, Shattered Sword, does the new Iron Fist, and it's a brand new series. I like that Jimmy Chung cover. Savage Spider-Man. Follow up to Nonstop Spidey. Speaking of Ron Mars and Ron Lim, Silver Surfer Rebirth.
Someone in the chat says, I relive my childhood as Night Terrors. You and me both. You and me both. Yes. Yes.
With my luck, we'll get a Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes Omnibus instead of a Blazer Catch. And, you know, I've always said, like, I wanted, like, a classic Nova Omnibus, and then with my luck, we'll get a Sam Alexander Omnibus. But I actually enjoyed Sam Alexander, so I'd be okay with either one. Kyle, no Sinestro, now that you call that a great green one. Sinestro over Kyle Rayner? Guys, what's going on?
You're going to argue that Sinestro is just misunderstood. I'm like, what? Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, this series is fun. This series is fun.
Moon Knight Volume 2, the Jen McKay era. His claim to fame is stuffing a woman in a... Wow. Okay, well, if it wasn't for... You know what, then? I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm going to say it. If it wasn't for Ron Mars, we wouldn't have Gail Simone. Because Gail Simone started that website, Women in Refrigerators. And that all started this whole movement. So... he was. I mean,
but that wasn't even the first time someone in something like that. You could say Jerry Conway and the death of Gwen Stacy is the same situation.
He didn't stuff her in a fridge.
No, not in the fridge.
No, but it's the same trend.
Off the female lead.
I get it, but I mean, I don't know. That's a good topic for a roundtable wine discussion.
We've got an ever-growing.
That term has been around a while, right? Like,
well, if Green Lantern's girlfriend had not gotten murdered, then Gail's website probably would have been named "Women Being Thrown Off Bridges."
Right.
Yeah.
True. If there was the internet back then, how would you rate the Nick Spencer Spidey on a Viking scale? Oh man, I don't know if it's for you. It's got its moments, and honestly, overall, I liked it. I liked that he was playing the long game. However, it has some downs too. So,
yeah, really enjoying this. Hope it gets collected. Well, again, as you say, let it run because it's really good. But you know, someday if it gets collected, that'd be nice.
Fridge versus. Oh, I kind of like that. That's a good title right there.
Fridge versus Fridge.
All right, yeah, we'll come back and do a roundtable discussion about that. Maestro War. I'll bring a special guest with us too to talk about that.
Gail
we'll discuss it. Maestro War M. And the most recent Avengers by Jason Aaron, Volume 10. I love this cover. Elektra, Black, White, and Blood, Treasury Edition. Those are the soft covers, big size books. XMen Volume 2 by Jerry Duggan.
Very good.
What's up, Lionheart? How you doing, man? Reign of X Volume 14. Excellent Volume 1. And Sabretooth, The Adversary. The Thing. I didn't even know about this title. The Thing, the next big thing, collecting all 6 issues. It's here to remind audiences why The Thing is one of the most popular and beloved characters in the history of comics. You heard my washing machine. That's awesome.
I was thinking to myself, someone's washing is going on.
Hey, quit, y'all mind your own business. Go back to talking about how great Bendis' run on X-Men is. Guy Gardner, best Green Lantern. No. I do like Guy Gardner, though, but he makes an awesome Red Lantern.
Guy is my favorite, actually, yeah.
Spencer's run was one man's cleanup operation. I kind of like that. See, Julita is getting the couple of books from the first 60 Hachette hardcovers. She's missing for her birthday in a couple of weeks. Going to tell her to have tissues ready for Blue. Oh, did they do? I love those the Hachette books they release them with the ongoing spine. It's one mural. Oh, they look so awesome. John Stewart is the only true answer. Sorry, not sorry.
Oh, well, John is very good. Yeah.
Man, y'all got some good hearing. Someone's playing with that LG washer and dryer. This is getting weird. Marvel Snapshots trade paperback. Black Panther, the Saga of Shuri and T'Challa. So this is a trade paperback. I thought it was one of those Marvel Saga books. Star Wars Bounty Hunters Volume. Oh wait, it is the Saga books. Kurtis, you have to get this because you have the Vision and Scarlet Witch Saga.
No, I didn't get those.
You're dead to me. How are you going to get modern stuff, Kurtis?
Well, it's digital. Well, modern stuff's all digital, isn't it?
I love this. Guy is no one's favorite Green Lantern. Hal Jordan, John, Kyle, Simon over Guy. Wow.
And there is one vote for Nort. And I agree. I have a special place in my heart for Nort.
I forgot about that guy. Nort. I had to reread Spencer's run to appreciate it again. And I read every issue when it came out. That might be one way of looking at it, too. No love for Alan Scott. He's not.
I think Alan Scott is fantastic. Yeah.
He's not even a real Lantern, man. He doesn't have a brain. Shots fired. All the old people. Sorry.
It's on now.
Child and Crowbar never ended up as a website. Secondary foil characters. Right, like Uncle Ben. But like I said, I think this would make a really good topic without going crazy. I'll bring my wine. Omar, you got – okay, here we go. First of all, thank you for the super chat, BBC All-Stars. I can't believe I'm reading this. Omar, please tell David we need a ForceWorks Omnibus. I love this. With a gatefold cover and Alpha Omnibus. Why? That smells like cats and a musical hollow Dazzler Omnibus. Oh, no. I'll send you your $5 back.
Marvel started pumping out so many titles in the 90s, and ForceWorks was one of those points you just look at and go, okay, you're really pushing and cranking it out now. You're pushing it too far.
Bounty Hunters Volume 4 and the new Star Wars part of the High Republic. All right, Kurtis, take us away. And by the way, I am not a Green Lantern gatekeeper. I was just joking. I like Alan Scott, but he is not a Green Lantern. Get out of here. What are we talking about, guys? He doesn't even have a rig. Kilowog was awesome, though. And ForceWorks is so underrated. By the way, that's the first time I ever read DNA was ForceWorks, Dan Abnett, Andy Lanning. So if you're a fan of the Cosmic Saga, maybe you should check out ForceWorks. Musical Dazzler Bus, you're hired. Punisher Omni with a bullet hole through it. I mean, I like all these ideas. All right.
Well, I just want the Generation X Omni with a chromium wraparound cover.
You don't even get Omnis, man.
I will buy that one.
Oh, you will?
You'll
get okay, I'm gonna make sure to do that.
You know what? I've bought Generation X in every format that it's come out so far, so I might be tempted to just keep that going with the Omnibus as well.
I like that, Kurtis. All right, Avengers. Kurtis, take it. You take it. Take it from here, Kurtis.
Avengers Epic Collection, Kang War, Volume 8, collecting more of the Steve Englehart run, including the classic Celestial Madonna saga.
I love that era. And what else?
Doctor Strange, Infinity War, collecting more of the Roy and Dan Thomas series from the 90s. This is a lot of Infinity War tie-in issues.
Mm-hmm. Catching up to us omnibus folks.
Yep.
Power Man and Iron Fist, Hardball, Volume 4, wrapping up this series. This is one of the few times that the Epic Collections actually completes a run. They seem to stall out on that last volume, like Ant-Man.
I'm surprised this one didn't come out sooner unless there was just too much restoration to be done. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea. But this is some good stuff. Lots of good writers and some good artists. Billy Graham doesn't get enough credit. I haven't read any of this stuff, though, so I have no idea about the
there's some Christopher Priest in there. Yeah.
Yep.
Wolverine Volume 3 still coming. Yes, still coming. Ooh, a Monica Rambeau omnibus. Man, you know what, Lionheart? Let's just do an Uncle Raj Avengers omnibus. Let's start there. Kurtis.
Daredevil, It Comes with Claws, Volume 12 of the Epic Collections. This is the beginning of the Ann Nocenti run, now completing her run completely in Epic Collections. And some Star Wars Empire, Volume 7. This is a lot of Boba Fett material from the Dark Horse years. How many more Empire volumes do we have? Is this coming up? There's
I think when we announced it, somebody said that we may have one or two more.
Oh, okay.
Right? Well, I mean, we're in Free Comic Book Day 2013.
Oh, but they're not necessarily collected in chronological release orders. Okay. So they just, because Star Wars is published, they just pick whatever era and do a story about it. But these ones are trying to put it in Star Wars chronological era, not release date chronological era.
Right.
All right. This is in chronological order.
More Star Wars. Goodness.
More Star Wars. The Menace Revealed. I don't know anything about this era, but it says Jango Fett there, so we have some Boba Fett tie-in. Again, the first two, I said this earlier, the first two Menace Revealed Epic Collections were very popular and sold out pretty quick, so this one might follow suit if it's well-loved material as well.
If it's an Avengers Omni, only one being made should be Bendis's run. Warren, shots fired. Fantastic Four Epic Collection. Kurtis.
Reprints. Fantastic Four Volume 4, Mystery of the Black Panther. Fantastic Four Volume 21, the new Fantastic Four. Both excellent eras of Fantastic Four. And another reprint. Hero and Hoax, another Captain America Volume 4. Highly asked for reprint, finally coming to you in July.
Mm-hmm.
And the conclusion to Hickman's Fantastic Four. That's good.
Yes, sir. Yeah. XMen First Class.
This is one of the smaller size graphic novels.
And to wrap it up, the mighty Marvel Masterworks X-Men Volume 2, Where Walks the Juggernaut. All right, folks. Anybody watching, and then later on, if you're watching this, what's the one book you're most excited about? I'll let my guest go first. Kurtis from the wonderful Marvel Epic Marvel podcast.
I'm really excited for Steve
really
Englehart.
Plugging his own stuff. Go ahead.
I'm really excited for Steve Englehart's Epic Collection, but I think the thing, even though it's an omnibus, I'm really excited about those X-Men Adventures reprints.
Even though it's an omnibus, really? Sure it is. Welcome to the dark side.
I know, right? Oh man, what am I doing?
Which cover?
Oh, the Steve Lytle cover for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Go relive your childhood.
Yeah.
All right. Lars, the Norwegian assassin.
I mean, the obvious one, SpiderMan 2099. Because
that's the right answer.
Yeah, it's a great series. Also, again, they didn't finish collecting Peter's run in softcover. They stopped a bit short. So this is going to be complete. This will have all the Peter issues. It's a key book from the 90s. It's meaningful. It's funny. It's got great art. It's just all around super. And, frankly, I would pay good money for an XMen 2099 omnibus. I mean, that would be really, really great. So, yeah, very much looking forward to this. I'm going to have to now argue with myself as to which cover to get. I'm leaning toward the direct market one, but, yeah, who knows? I have months to, chew myself out as to which one to get.
Okay. For me, Spider-Man 2099. That's the biggie. That's one of my most wanted omnibus of all time. It is finally coming, and I cannot believe it's in just one book. 1,384 pages, $125.
Yeah.
That I really thought they could do too, but
Peter's first one wasn't that long. So wait, so this goes up to 46. This is the end of the first.
But then you ongoing. But you also have the crossover Fall the Hammer in here.
Yeah.
Annual, and then you have the Spider-Man 2099 meets Spider-Man. So yeah. Hey, wait, we do have a huge shout out to Kurtis. Huge shout out to Kurtis. He went and grabbed a few books for me the other day because they didn't have it here in Halifax, anywhere near me. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Yeah, Travis. There was I heard he was looking for some books, and I saw a Facebook Marketplace listing with some of the stuff he was looking for. So I let him know. The guy's near me.
It just grabbed a few books. I'm like, did you beat up a homeless person? But yeah.
So yeah, in the comments, let's see what people are saying. People are most excited for. As far as the reprint, though, I'm very excited. Avengers is getting reprinted. Like that makes me happy. People
Absolutely. Yeah.
Can FF Volume 21 be read as a standalone story? 100%, because I gave those issues, the new Fantastic Four issues, to so many of my friends to read. So SpiderMan 2099, SpiderMan by Nick Spencer, Aliens Volume 4, A Man of Good Taste. I'm always excited for the fake DM covers we invented. Daredevil, it comes with claws. Kang War, Avengers by Perez, FF4, Epic reprint, and Avengers Busiek Perez Omnibus. Busiek Avengers, Daredevil Epic 12. So glad your Sentinels run has finally been reprinted, collected. Bring on the Omni. I like the way Tim. Tim, what is? Do you have a direct link to your Daredevil website? Spider-Man 2099. Seems like a small catalog this time, but Savage Avengers and XMan Animated are the standout for me. The one-man cleanup Operation Spencer. I'm all about the Savage Avengers. I like that. Spider-Man 2099. Lots of Spider-Man 2099 love. Notice that USM Omni 2 is $125 for less than 1,000 pages. Other large Omnis like Thor and Spider-Verse is nearly $1,400 has the same price. Guess I don't know. Sometimes it's hit and miss. If it's marked lower than what you think it should be, don't say a word. Just buy it.
It's a bargain, be quiet.
Because I remember we were doing a live stream and somebody kept, one of my guests, I can't remember who it was. They kept looking at the price and I'm like, that price has to be wrong. That's no way it's that cheap. They should, it's got more pages. So they should mark it up. And I'm like, shut up, dude. What are you doing? Both Avengers by Busiek Perez, Volume 1, and Spider-Man by Spencer are my most wanted, anticipated omnis. I love it. What a guy. And Omar won't even summon David to hear our great cover ideas. I'll tell him, and then he'll stop talking to me. Just joining now, I'll have to go back and watch what you missed, brother. Avengers Omnibus Volume 1 reprint coming. Please say yes. I don't know. I am done with reprint announcements for now. But I do have to make a couple more announcements. Maybe as early as tomorrow. Might have to pick up that Avengers Omni now that I've hopped on the Omni train. Definitely getting Avengers Epic. Welcome.
What are you doing?
Dark side. I'm most excited for that Punisher. I'm able to bullet through it, Sugar Man. I'm excited for the Nascenti DD. Her runs gets too much negative review. Yeah, honestly, where is that coming from, man?
Okay, realize that Kurtis is so nice for him to say, "What are you doing?" That's like the most profanity imaginable. So I hope you've learned your lesson.
But yeah, if you're in America, check out our sponsor here. That is cheapgraphicnovels.com. And tell them Near Me Condition sent you their way for books up to 50% off, and you get free shipping on your next order if it's your first time ordering them. But yeah, that's it. That was the June solicitations. Thank you again to David Gabriel and everybody at Marvel for sending us this information. And again, congratulations, David Gabriel, for winning the Champion Award from Comics Pro.
Bravo.
Very cool. I'll let my wife sing a song about it tomorrow. Omar, when do we get the reprint poll? Okay, so I announced Secret Wars. That was the last one. That's exciting. I'm so glad so many of you get to read that. As far as people asking me, like, how much is it going to be? The first printing was $100, and that was well over 10 years ago. So I don't know how much this one's going to be. You gonna mention that again, man? So the reprint poll should be coming up Monday. I'm hoping it's pretty much. I've got one more video that I need to edit and get out. That will come out on Friday, and then I gotta go back to making videos because I'm out, and it'll be in my new background of absolutely white walls with nothing until I start putting things up. But
part Pardon my ignorance. Where does the poll run? Does it go on Facebook or where?
No. We stopped doing social media because not everybody has social media. So we are doing. I'll make a video talking about the books that are out of print, and then I'll leave a link to it'll be part of a shared document, like a Google document, that anybody can put up to 5 votes as to what they want. So it's really cool, man. And hopefully we'll do an epic reprint poll. I'm going to work with Kurtis on that a little bit. I have a huge list that one of my viewers sent me. One of my Patreons was kind enough to put together. I showed it to Kurtis. So hopefully we'll be working on that and see what happens. And people have been wanting me to do a DC Omnibus / Absolute list. So we can all look at it. And
is there going to be a new epic poll or just a reprint poll?
Reprint
poll just for this time.
Omar, if you were a mutant, who would you like to help you organize your collection? Rogue.
Oh. I like how you were right there with that answer. There was no
come on, man.
And you weren't even thinking who could organize my shelves the best.
Wolverine and I would just drink each other. He's got a healing factor. I'll drink myself to death trying to catch up with him.
Sage is smart. She could. No, Rogue.
It's the reprint poll document hackable. Yeah, when nothing but 20 Silver Age books show up. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Kurtis, where can people find you, brother?
Well, of course, you can go to the Epic Marvel Podcast website at epicmarvelpodcast.com. Also on social media like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And I have a Facebook group all about Epic Collections, and you can just search for Epic Collections on Facebook. Thanks, Omar.
Thank you, sir. And my man, the Norwegian assassin down there. What's up?
Again, in my other life, I happen to be a Doctor Who expert, and I co-write with Lance Parkin this 3-volume A History series, which is the timeline of Doctor Who, encompasses almost 2,500 stories onto a single timeline. And we're doing a second edition of our About Time Tom Baker volume that will soon be scheduled for release this year.
I'd love to see more Marvel Complete Collections return or stay around. Prices go crazy on some of those. Dark Avengers. Well, maybe we'll throw some Complete Collections in there. Maybe I'll get together with Kurtis. But first, let's get the Marvel reprint video out and the poll out for people, and then we can work on the other things. So go and check out Lars' book, whether he actually wrote them or not, like the G.I. Joe book.
Someone named Lars Pearson did.
Buy all 3 of his Doctor Who books.
I would have owned that, man. I'd be like, yeah, that's me. I wrote it. Why did you? If you liked it, I wrote it. If you didn't, then no, I did not.
Every writer struggles a little bit with the stuff you wrote early on.
I'm sure.
Earlier in your career, because even if it's objectively good, you stop and go, I could have done so much better. Why didn't I do so much better?
Any chance that's all. Logan, the Lemire era complete collection. Well, they did my Hawkeye complete collection. I can't imagine. Well, it's not a complete collection; it's just a big fat trade. Mm-hmm. But do they have the Lars Pearson centerfolds? Yikes! All right, and actually, I'll talk to these guys about coming back and talking about bridging or fridging, whatever we end up calling that. Thank you, everyone. On your way out, please don't forget to hit that like button. Check us out on Patreon and Spreadshop. Great ways to support the channel. I'm going to go – I don't even know what I'm going to go do. But anyway,
take a nap
out there. Bye, everybody. I wish I could nap. I need to go.